Life and works of Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe was born on January 19th, 1809. At the age of 2, he was orphaned. He was raised by foster parents in Richmond, Virginia, and shown an early gift for writing. After accumulating lots of debt from owing tuition to universities and from gambling, he enrolled in the army for money. While serving, he wrote during any free time he had. Poe was discharged from the army in 1829 for disobedience to orders. He was financially supported by his father in odd jobs until his poems started to gain attention. Poe published many works as an editor for multiple magazines. During this time, from 1840 to 1845, he published his most famous works, including the short story The Fall of the House of Usher, which is about a character named Roderick who goes insane while fearing that his sister has been buried alive and is trying to escape. This story reflects Romanticism because it is classified by imagination and emotion, which is the definition of Romanticism. This is shown in The Fall of the House of Usher, when Roderick imagines hearing sounds that he believes are coming from his buried sister. Edgar Allan Poe died on October 7th, 1849, at the age of 40, and his death was most likely hastened by drinking. Edgar Allan Poe was influenced by other writers such as E.T.A. Hoffmann and Anne Radcliffe. It shows how he was influenced by Hoffmann because he was known for his romantic style of writing, which showed lots of emotion, imagination, and nature. Edgar Allan Poe also showed a romantic style of writing as he used nature mixed with emotion. In The Raven, a man has an encounter with the raven. The raven keeps saying nevermore, which represents how nothing can change about the man's situation after his wife dies. The narrator continuously shows his grief for his wife until he eventually gives up, still haunted by the raven. Poe uses the element of nature to drive emotion in the poem. The raven represents the man's grief over his wife and how he can never possibly see her again. This poem is an example of Romanticism as it uses the idea of nature, emotion, and imagination. He is shown to be influenced by Radcliffe by using a Gothic style of writing. Poe shows his Gothic style of writing in the poems such as The Raven by using themes of death, loss, and insanity. Edgar Allan Poe is known as a pioneer of modern detective and science fiction stories. His short story, The Murders in the Rue Morgue, is about a detective who solves a mystery of a murder of 2 women. The detective uses clues and witnesses to conclude that the murder wasn't a human, but an orangutan. This detective character inspired many detective characters such as Sherlock Holmes. Without Poe, there most likely wouldn't be a detective story. His works inspired the modern detective stories that are seen today. The novel The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket is one of the first modern science fiction stories. The story is about a sailor and his adventures and misadventures of sea. The novel is based on biographies of sailors and references to the Hollow Earth theory. This shows how Poe created a fiction story and that is still based on science or theories, making it science fiction. The themes in the story are later explored by authors following Poe, showing his influence on modern science fiction. Thank you for listening.